Okay, kids, gather around. We're going to read another story from What in the AI Crochet Is That Supposed to Be? Are you excited? Today, our story is called The Case of the Missing Eraser, a back-to-school crochet mystery. Introduces Penelope Penny Pincushion, a meticulous fifth grader and talented crocheter, whose organized world is thrown into disarray when her lucky, sparkling pink eraser vanishes on the first day of school. Suspecting classmates Leo, Maya, and Sam, Penny transforms into a crochet detective. She crafts tiny yarn replicas of clues and uses her keen eye, honed by intricate crochet work, to interview suspects and piece together evidence. The mystery unfolds to reveal a surprising, less malicious truth behind the eraser's disappearance, teaching Penny about prejudgment, friendship, and unexpected connections. She not only recovers her eraser, but also forms a new bond, using her skills to mend a mystery and foster a friendship. Now, does this sound exciting for you guys?
Yeah!
Hope so. Go ahead and stick around, stay with us, click that subscribe button and like button, and let's get started. Thanks for joining all of us. My name is Kristen, and this is Enchanted Yarnworks. Today we're going to be working on a back-to-school-themed mystery AI crochet pattern. So smash that subscribe button so you'll know when all my videos come out. Definitely hit that like button as well, and hang out with us today so we can decide and figure out what in the AI is this mystery crochet pattern supposed to be. Are we ready to see what this is going to be? Our back to the school, I was about to say back to the future. Our back to school mystery AI crochet pattern. All right, let's do the thing. Okay, so I did cheat for a little bit. Yes, this was not a pattern that I received from any of you lovely viewers. I wanted to do something for back to school. So what I did was I asked AI to create me a mystery back to school themed crochet item or pattern. So it was going to be toss up and random. Not sure what they were going to give me. Although looking at the pattern, you can kind of guess because, it says pencil. It says eraser for our color options, but it's okay. We're going to see how it turns out. The fun part, yeah, we have an idea of what it's supposed to be by the description up here, but we don't know if it's actually going to work out. And that's what makes the AI patterns fun. So here we go. The case of the missing eraser. So we need worsted weight yarn in 3 colors. We need a bright yellow, a light pink, and a dark gray or black. So what I've decided to use, unfortunately, the yarns that I have, brands that I wanted to use, which I thought would probably be better for this, I didn't have in these colors. Then I thought, well, in this size, in the worsted weight, I absolutely have them in a DK weight. But I figured let's stick to the pattern and do the worsted weight the best as possible. So I was like, well, let me see if I have any cotton, because it doesn't say to use cotton or wool or acrylic. It just says worsted weight. So I thought I'd check my cotton stash. I have 2 in one brand of that size and then 1 in another, or maybe ish 1 in another. And I was like, kind of just want to stay with the same brand. Makes it easier for everybody. That way, if you guys decide to use this and you want to use the same brand, you don't have to go out and purchase 3 different brand name types of yarn. So here's what I decided. I'm going to use my Caron Simply Soft. I have bright yellow. This is called Sunshine. Now, all of these calls for a 5mm hook. They are 100% acrylic. They're machine washable, etc. The pattern calls for a 3.75 millimeter. I'll discuss that momentarily. So we're not using a 5 millimeter hook for this. We are definitely going to go down as the pattern suggests. So this is our sunshine. For our pink, I chose the soft pink color. I love to cake my yarn, and then I put the labels inside there to make it easier to see if they're a large cake like that. If they're the smaller cakes that I can slip into my, let me grab those real quick. If they end up being a smaller cake, like my Stylecraft, I wrap the label around like this, and then I put it in, this is, I guess, called a thread saver thing. I got this on Amazon. Thread spool thing. So it's just this tube that you can cut to fit, and it stretches into this nylon webbing, which is a lifesaver for these yarns. I absolutely love it. I can link, if it's still on Amazon, I can link that down there in the description box so you guys can snag it if it's still available. If it's not, I apologize. I'll leave a note in there saying I couldn't find it. Just so you have a clue. Okay, and then so for the gray, what I have in the same yarn brand is not quite super dark gray, like a black or a graphite, you would think, for a pencil lead. I just have this gray heather. So we're working with what we have, right? That's the best part of it. Okay, so that's that. Our crochet hook calls for a 3.75 millimeter. I went through all of my hooks, guys. All of my hooks. I have a 3.5 in my ergonomic out of my little batches that I got on the Amazon. I have a 4. I even went through my batch of, like, my pouch here that was gifted to me so long ago. Ignore the mess. See, it's got the small ones. And then on this side, I started a project back in like 2023 to make a book cover. You can see how well that's working. This is our whips, right? I even looked through these guys, and I have a 3.5 and a 4. So we're just I'm kind of thankful I'm not using these because they're not so comfy. But that's okay. No, I'm not ordering a hook in that size. I don't know if you can get a hook in that size. If you can, y'all comment below. So I've decided, I kind of played with both of these to see which works best, with the yarn. The 3.5 was a little too tight. It was hard to work with. So we're going to go with the 4. The 4 is going to work. It's still a whole millimeter. It's 2 hook sizes smaller than what the manufacturer recommends. So I think we are going to be fine. Scissors. Y'all know I love these guys in my little pouch that I made. I wish I could find this yarn, but it's way discontinued. I'm so sad. My yarn needles. Let me tell you, I got this on Amazon too. If I can still find it, I'll link it down below. But it came with this whole pouch of these lovely yarn needles. And I love them because they're different colors. There's a couple missing because I have a red one too. It's not in there. And they have the big eye and the nice angle to allow you to get into your yarn area, for my lack of words right now. And boom. I could show you guys how to make this if I can find the pattern and get permission from the creator, or I can find the pattern and link it down below, and then you guys can make your own. But yeah, this was a nice quick little thing. So I'll make a note on that. Actually, let me make a note right here. Needle pouch pattern link. And what did I say? I said the yarn saver link. Amazon. So I can make sure to put those in the descriptions for you guys. And I will put the hooks in there too. folks. Amazon. Ta-da! Okay, I think that's what I said, right? All right, so I have fiberfill stuffing we need. This is still, if you guys saw my video previously, this is still from my unstuffing of 2 pillows that I made for my cats to lay on in their little boxes that they chose never to use. Go figure. I love my cats. Cats are great. All right, so here we go. We have single crochets, increases, decreases. This whole thing looks like made in single crochet. We do some back looping. I'm just kind of skimming. I'm not really reading it fully. But yeah, so this would be pretty good for a beginner. All right, let's do the thing. So we need to start with the yellow. Now I'm going to put this, with my big cakes like this, I like to work from the outside so I don't have to cake them when they get loose from the inside. So what I do is I like to drop this below me. Gravity is amazing. So that when I pull, it pulls up and it doesn't twist, it doesn't catch. It's fantastic. Okay, so it says the yellow body part 1. This forms the main body of our mystery item. It's long and cylindrical, much like something you'd write with. What could that be, folks? So make a magic ring and single crochet 6 of them in said ring. Okay. Make sure I've got my work in view of the camera. So here's how we do this. In case you're not sure how to do magic ring, I used to get confused and be like, okay, we got to do it like this, have the long part in the front, blah, blah, blah. And then I'd mess it up. I'm like, why is this not working? Duh. Short end. I'm not worried about the fray right now. I can cut it later. Short end, always in front. And then wrap around your 2 fingers. If you're using small threads, you can use 1 finger. It's totally fine. Because you don't want all that tail in the front that gets wasted. It's going to kind of make an X. You're going to go underneath that front one, pull, loop, and then you got your chain-ish there. Okay, so now you can also hold your fingers in here to kind of stabilize that hole. That circle. Goodness gracious, the magic ring. So now we're going to do single crochet 6. So go under. I am yarning under for this because it looks like an amigurumi type pattern, and that gives you a tighter stitch. If you do the yarning over, it kind of loosens it up and doesn't give you that nice compact stitch look that you get with the amigurumi. So yarning under, pull up a loop, regular single crochet, and then yarn over and pull through. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. All right, so I'm gonna pull this over. Now this does not say you need stitch markers. We could totally wing it, folks. We could, but I'm gonna do the responsible thing, and I'm going to, while I'm looking for my stitch markers, I'm gonna use some stitch markers today, just to keep track. We're gonna use my kitty cat ones, my black cats. Look, this guy's having fun. Here he is. He's swinging. And I know we're probably only gonna need 1. Okay, I got these on Amazon too, guys. So cute. I'll link these as well. All right. We're going to use this guy right here. He's so cute. Okay, one note on here. Black cat stitch markers. Okay. So this does not have a slip stitching and chaining one. It looks like it's just going in a continuous round. So this is why you want to use stitch markers. So I'm going to put him in here. Blinky. Okay. round 2. Ba-dum. So the first stitch is right here, and it says we're increasing to 12 stitches around. So that means we're putting 2 single crochets into each stitch that we did. Man, this is, okay, there we go. Okay, there's 1. So the yarn under does give you a tighter stitch. So if you want a looser stitch, you can go up a size in the hook, or you can yarn over, whichever your preference is. So that's 2. But I think the tighter stitch is the whole point of the amigurumi. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. To pull towards myself, so let me adjust this. Okay, this should be 8. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, next up we're going to start to increase. Again, let me move this guy over. We're increasing, wow, that sounded silly, sorry. We're increasing to 18 stitches, so we're going to single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to increase in the stitch after that and repeat all the way around. So 1, 2, and 3 are in the same. 4 is alone. 5 and 6 are together. 7 is solo. 8 and 9 together. 8 and 9 are doing just fine. Sorry. 10 alone. 11 and 12 together. 13 solo. 14 and 15 together. 16 by itself. And 17 and 18 together. All right, that's row 3. Moving on up. Row 4, we're increasing again to 24. Okay, I'm going to trim this just a little because it's getting annoying. There we go. I wanted to leave enough so I could still weave it in later. In case you're wondering why I didn't just cut it off completely. You don't want to cut it completely because it is a magic ring. It's not secure yet. So you're definitely going to want to weave that in. Okay, next up we have 24. So we're single crocheting 2, 1 and 2, and then 3, 4 together, etc., all the way around. And then 23 and 24 are together in the last stitch. There we go. Next up, we're doing one in each. We're sticking with the 24. One row of 24 all the way around. So one single crochet in each stitch all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 20. Okay, that was going to be 23, 23, 24. Starting to want to curl. So next we are doing back loop only. 24 single crochets all the way around. So the back loop gives a definite edge. If you have not worked in the back loop before, I will show you after I fix this stitch marker. There we go. Okay. So if this is new to you, you can see there, you have your front loop and your back loop. You have your V's in your loops. So what we're going to do is go into the back and then single crochet as usual. 1, 2, 3, this one's weird. 23 and 24. Okay, so you see how it has already created this nice edge. That is what that back loop does. So see, now it's like a little coin dome or a basket base, if that makes sense. So now we have to do rows 7 through 20. Single crochet, 24. Now it's going to be regular, not back looping, okay? So I'm going to write on here. This is what I like to do. Rather than count, I like to make little dashes. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And then as I do a row, I just tick off each. That's the least messy way for me to keep count. Okay, so 24, we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm going to continue and I will see you at the end of row 20. All right, so that's rows 7 through 20. Let me show you how I mark them off, just like that. So next up, we are starting to decrease. So we single crochet. Let me mark this here first. So for decreasing, we single crochet here in 2 and then decrease the next 2. I am going to do an invisible decrease opposed to a regular decrease, so it's not bulky. I will show you the difference. So 1, 2. A regular decrease is like this, where you go through both loops. Then you have 3 loops and pull through. And go one more. So you can kind of see how that's kind of bulky looking. An invisible decrease uses only the front loops of your stitch below. Like this. Go through those 2. And then pull through like a regular single crochet. And then yarn over and pull through. And it's nice and invisible. And then 1, actually. Yes, sorry. Sometimes I forget where I'm at with the invisibles. So definitely look for your next loop that has the 2, because the ones before only have the 1 hanging out there. That makes sense. So single crochet in the next 2. Okay, so you see how that's quite invisible? It's not bulky. It looks perfect. And then now again, decreasing all the way around. And then our last 2 is a decrease. Let's try that again. There we go. There it is. And as you see, it's starting to come in. So now we're doing single crochets all the way around. We're not decreasing, so 18 stitches. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. Okay, I'm going to put this marker on here because the next step says, you ready? This is silly. Okay, AI. It says, stuff firmly with fiberfill at this point if you are making a softer item. For a firmer item, you can skip some stuffing or use less. AI, I think you have it backwards, buddy. So we're going to do some stuffing. Now, if you're not familiar with stuffing, you want to use a little bit at a time because the stuff will get really, really thick and chunky, and it makes it difficult. And it'll get like what's the word I'm looking for? Bulgy, if that's the word, in some areas, and it won't be nice and smooth. So I'm just kind of putting this in here, break it up. And I'm making sure, right now I've got it about here. So I'm stuffing it that far deep and kind of making sure it's nice and shaped. And I'm rubbing the edge on the inside. I want to keep that flat base shape a little bit. Trying to make sure it's super smooth all the way around along those edges if possible. Okay, I think that's going to be good enough. Okay, next up, we are doing another decrease down to 12 stitches. So single crochet in the next stitch, and then we're going to do the decrease. So one single and then one single crochet decrease for 12 total. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and our last two is a decrease. Our last one is a decrease, excuse me. 12 total. Okay, next up, we are doing another row, just 12 single crochets around. Right, so it says now fasten off and leave a long tail for sewing. So we are finished with this color. Take that stitch marker out and cut this. And okay, here's our long tail. Put this over here. Next color. Part 2 says the pink color, color B. And the little note next to it says, this section is shorter and will attach to one end of your yellow body. It is soft and often used to correct mistakes. What do y'all think? What could that be? we have to do a magic ring. So same way, small end in the front, small tail in the front, excuse me. And 6 single crochets. My goodness, that stuffing left a lot of fuzz all over my desk. Round 2 is increasing 12 stitches. I'm not going to put the stitch marker on, I'm just going to count 12 until we get closer. We start building rows. This one has 7 rows, so it's definitely faster. Okay, that first one is always super tight. Okay, 1, 2, 'I'm starting to think I should probably do my row 1 magic ring stitches in a larger hook because they're always super tight and hard to get into. What do y'all think? Comment below if you have better experience than I do with this. If you have any guidance. So there's 4. 5, 6. My goodness. What was I doing? 7. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. Goodness gracious. Okay, so next round, we are increasing to 18. So we single crochet in the next stitch and then increase 2 in the next. Goodness gracious. 17 and 18. I'm glad I didn't use a smaller hook. That's great. Okay, next we are increasing again up to 24. So that means single crochet in the next 2 and then increase in the third. 22, 23, and 24 together. Goodness gracious. Okay, so now we have 5, 6, and 7, 24 all the way around. So I'm just going to count this and I will see you at the end. Okay, so that is the third round of 24. So it's made a cute little dome. And it says to fasten off and leave a long tail for sewing. There we go. Thinking it's going to go just like this. Put this over here. Next up we have the gray tip. It says, this small pointy part goes on the other end. It's crucial for making a mark. All right, so we need to do, with our gray color, another magic ring. Instead of 6, we are doing 4 single crochets. Okay. Do, 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 do. This one looks like it's going to work up pretty quick. We have increases all the way up. So we have 8 rounds. Magic ring again. I'm trying to make this one a little bit looser. Okay. And 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay, there it is. All right. So single crochet each around. So we have 4. We're not increasing in this first round. Good to know. 1. Hang on a second. That's not how that was supposed to go. There we go. 1. Makes it very pointy, which is the point, right? Haha, pun intended. 2, 3, 'It's definitely tricky to see because we didn't increase, so it just makes it go straight up. Come on. There we go. 4. Goodness gracious. Okay, so I have to remember that's a knot stitch, so my next one is going to be right here. Okay. So now we are increasing to 6. So single crochet and then an increase. Hopefully that won't get in the way, considering such a small space to work in. Okay, so that's that stitch. Goodness gracious. Single crochet. This one's an increase. So that's 2 and 3. This is 4 and this is 5 and 6. Okay. Right, next we are increasing again. So single crochet in the next 2 and then increase. So we're going up to 8 stitches total. So single crochet, seven and 8. There we go. Oh my goodness. Now we single crochet all the way around, 8 stitches. It's probably the easiest part of this whole piece. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and no, I'm off again. Hold on. What is going on? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How am I counting too many? It's twice now. You gotta know how to count to do this crochet business. I'll tell you what. You thought you could count until you start crocheting, and then everything just doesn't make sense. Okay, 7, 8. Now this tail is stuck. I'm going to stuff it down and down. There's 8. Before I continue, I'm going to stuff this guy down in here. Get him out of my way. Looks like a nice little cone. Okay. Add you back on. Eventually. Alrighty. Next, we are increasing to 10. So single crochet 3, and then increase in the 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I did it again. What in the actual world? How? How am I doing this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do I have 2 stitches left? Well, we're not increasing. We're just going to go to 10 there. 9. Somehow I have this off. Whatever. 10. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet all the way around. 10 stitches. Next up we have an increase to 12, and that is our last row for this. Then we get to start to put this all together. Okay. So we're single crocheting 4 and then an increase, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, increase, 5, 6. Now 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, and increase to 12. 11 and 12. Okay, so now we get to fasten off and leave another long tail. Okay. I like to do that just because it kind of levels out the edge. All right, let's see. Now it says, now it's time to put the pieces together and reveal your mystery. Attach the pink end using the long tail from the pink end. Sew it securely to the bottom of the yellow body, the end where you did the back loop round. Oh, nice. The back loop round on the yellow body creates a nice ridge for the pink piece to sit against, mimicking the middle band on a pencil. Okie dokie. Well, let's see here, friends. Okay, we're going to use green because that's what decided to jump out. Okay, so it's going to go on here like so. Let's see. I think we just do, yes, front, front. I'm just going through the front loops and then in the ridged left with the back loop section. That way it's not too bulky. And I'm literally just whip stitching it all the way around. Gonna be quick. It's nice because everything has the same amount of stitches. You don't have to try to combine. Good, okay. I guess I could have stuffed the end there. Oh well. Note to self, if you make this, stuff the end. But the directions didn't tell me to. to be fair. Okay, so I'm just sending this across to the other side. It's going to go through all the stuffing that's on the inside of the yellow, and then send it again. Okay. Yep, I should have stuffed it. That's so funny looking. There it goes. Doo-doo-doo-doo. There's the eraser. Okay, next. Attach the gray tip using a long tail from the gray tip piece, sewing it securely to the top of the yellow part. So why did it say to keep a long tail for this? Well, here's what's going to happen. I'm just going to send this back down through the stuffing all the way to the bottom and then cut it off. That's what I'm going to do. Putting a note on here to stuff all of these so that they don't, be weird. Okay. Okay, yarn. Right. Now we get to attach. So I'm just going to do front loops to front loops. I think that'll make it easier and quicker. Now I need to remember to put a little stuffing in here before I close this entirely up. Actually, I'm not going to, because I'm going to follow the directions that AI has laid forth for me. That's the point, right? Make it how it suggested. The only thing I've changed is the size of the hook, because I did not have a 3.75 millimeter hook. Do they make 3.75 millimeter hooks? I don't know. I'll have to look that up and see. Comment down below if you know for sure. Please, let me know. Listen here, yarn. I need you to stay in the needle, please. Why are you so difficult today? Almost there. is absolutely entertaining. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a little more security right here. And do some weaving back and forth. It's so funny looking. What do y'all think? Did you think it would end up like this? I mean, we all had the idea of it's got to be a pencil, right? I mean, it kind of tells you in the beginning, but okay, there it goes. So funny. Just gonna send this all the way up here, and then put it off. Okay, here's our AI pencil, friends. That is, it almost looks like an old hypodermic needle or something animated like that. Oh, it's funny, or kind of like a glue, not glue, but you know, the fabric paints. Kind of what it looks like to me. Okay, here's what it says at the end. The mystery revealed. You've crocheted a giant pencil. This adorable giant pencil can be used as a fun pencil case. If you didn't stuff it, you could add a zipper or button closure before sewing up the ends. I'm not sure, because I would think a pencil case, you would want the zipper going this way, and we would have to figure out how to make that hole. Nice try, AI. A decorative throw pillow for a dorm room or classroom. Sure, you could use the super bulky chenille or the Bernat yarn. A unique toy for a child, you bet. AI says, I hope you enjoyed this mystery crochet adventure. What will you use your giant pencil for? I agree. Folks, what will you use this giant pencil for? I think I'm going to donate it to the cat toy pile. They're going to love it. Okay, well, let's clean this up, and I will see you all in a bit. What did you think of the story? Was it anything you thought it was going to be like? Certainly wasn't what I thought it was going to be like. Yes, I had an idea we had a pencil going, but definitely didn't think it was going to look like this. That's okay. That's the fun of the AI. So I hope you guys liked this video today. I hope it was enjoyable and a little bit of fun for you. It was fun for me. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Share with your teacher friends or anybody who loves back to school stuff. I know it's a little, be a little lighthearted for you guys today to see. And definitely go ahead and send in your AI crochet patterns to me so we can continue the fun going. All you have to do is go into your preferred AI platform and just ask it to create whatever you would like. It can be a pencil like that. It could be a mystery item pertaining to a holiday. So I don't know, you could put in there mystery Halloween pattern, crochet pattern, or Thanksgiving or fall. I'm done reading. I could take my glasses off. It could be the holidays are coming up, so we could do a mystery Christmas or New Year's just to get it going. Goodness. We could do stockings for Christmas. We could do a Thanksgiving turkey or a table runner, or sky's the limit, friends. So just go in there, ask it to create a crochet pattern for you. And when you're finished, go ahead and copy the text and the instructions of the pattern and send in an email to me at hello@enchantedyarnworks.com. Put in the subject line mystery crochet pattern AI. And then if you like, you can put in a second email with the title in the subject line, secret. And then in the body of that, you can put what it's supposed to be. And I won't check that until I've done the video and made the pattern, so I don't cheat in the fun mystery. And also make sure you have your name, your handle for AI, or whatever name you'd like to shout out here on YouTube for you. And go ahead and send me those emails. And I look forward to receiving them and making your patterns. It'll be so much fun. So again, go ahead and smash those subscribe and like buttons, and I will look forward, and I will absolutely love to see you in the next video.